Theory or something, and it was the coaches rejected it. They did not like that, but
yeah, that's a little interesting. I don't know if I'd like that either.
Yeah, we're not Orange Theory.
No, but they do at the CrossFit
we're
gym.
Badass. We can speak loud.
At the CrossFit gym we're at in Rancone, they'll use a mic every once in a while, and that room is what 2,500 square feet.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and
I
it works.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that. It seems like it's real loud in that room, though. Maybe it's just because there's a lot going on around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Phil, you recently got back into doing some CrossFit after – how long had it been since you had been at a CrossFit gym?
Since I left here.
Okay.
So –
You hadn't dabbled when you were in LA at all, really?
No, the gyms they're not as close as they are in Columbus. And LA is so spread out, it takes half an hour to get to a gym.
Yep.
So I would go to the Equinox or keep this thing here. I'd go to an Equinox or whatever was close.
Okay.
And just try to do it myself. And I just stayed out, and I just ended up missing that group element of the class.
Yep.
And there's only so hard you can push yourself that I was getting crappy workouts and was wildly inconsistent.
In Los Angeles, you need a lot of your life inside of maybe like 2 square miles.
Yeah.
You need to have your places you like to eat, your grocery store, your gym. You can't. It's not like you want to go to a gym that's 10 miles away.
Yeah, and Paradiso, which was one of the gyms we competed against forever ago, was down the street, but it was 3 miles in the opposite direction from the office.
Yep.
On a street that is just gridlocked for 4 or 5 hours a day. Yeah. I can't wake up, go there, do that workout, come home, shower, go the other direction to the office.
Abbott County, is that the street it's on? It's in Venice, right?
There's two. There's one in Venice and one in Culver City. I was in the Culver City one. And it was just, the one in Venice would have been a lot of fun, but it's just too hard to get to. So
on a consistent basis. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I was in LA and I was working a lot. So I hate working out in the morning. I've come around to accept that if I'm going to work out, it has to be in the morning or I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
Which still hurts me, but I think just as you get older, you have more stuff going on. You have to do it. As fun as that 5 o'clock class is, it's too easy to skip.
Yeah. Yeah. Once your day piles up or something jumps ahead of you and then you get tired, by that time sometimes as well.
Oh, I was tired coming in here half the time, but I would get here and get through the warm-up and I was re-energized and I was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just changed when, getting out of your early and mid-20s to pushing 40.
Yep.
How old are you now?
39.
God, I still think of you like 20.
So yeah, when you started, you were started in January of 10. You had been.
I was 23. I had just finished college crew.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you were post grad.
And where'd you go to college again?
It's down the street.
Oh, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually started when I was still in undergrad. I had my last 2 quarters left because they were still in quarters, and I was just off a crew, so I had lungs for days but no strength.
Okay. Yeah, you were already there when I got there. You're probably one of the first members then.
Yeah, him and Dave, both him and Dave were within our first month of myself and Graham taking over the gym.
Okay.
So
We were back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, in Elements, yeah. Dave might have been in the first Elements week we did. Yeah, that we actually ran. One of the first. I remember because I remember longer time members. It was I think Erica Drennan might have been the first one, and then there was a few people in with Dave, and then Phil was right behind him. So the first few waves of people that came in. Yeah.
Wow. So you just finished you finished crew and then came to CrossFit.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was flexible. That was the thing I do remember. He was he's not a small guy, and he was flexible, and he had a lot of capacity where you knew he was going to load a lot of strength, like as he just got under a barbell, like once he started looking at 45-pound plates like that, strength just started skyrocketing.
Did you lift much?
Crew does not want you to lift. They want you to be really lean. Like they almost want you to look like a basketball player where you're really tall and really wiry.
Okay.
Strength to weight ratio is something that a lot of coaches push.
Yeah.
So we lifted, but it was never to really get strong. It was more to counteract the motion of the stroke. Because you're only pulling this way. You get a lot of back. You don't get much chest.
Yeah.
Your abs are worked. Like, it's a great workout, but especially when you're in the boat and you're going sideways, it's asymmetrical. So you have your called cross training to stay healthy. It wasn't get your squat up, get your clean up.
Yeah, it wasn't like to improve your performance. It's almost like it's counteracting all the forces that you normally do in rowing just to keep you healthy.
Yeah.
Which is part of like training for sports, but it wasn't, almost sounds like it wasn't seen as a thing that could improve your sport. Which
but anyone that I know that rowed, especially like in college, is super strong. Just really, really strong.
Yeah, you get strong because that oar handle's
just by
heavy.
the nature of that. Yeah.
But they really push it. The way they train for it is an endurance sport.
Yeah.
Even though a race is 6.5-ish minutes long, depending on a couple conditions, but it's trained like an endurance sport. You don't do like CrossFit's such a change of pace because race takes a minute and a half if you're good. If maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes if you're like, that's probably what I do it now in. But it's a short burst. Crew, we would do a lot of workouts that would take an hour of continuous rowing. You do like 320s at a fairly low intensity.
Probably like training for a mile on a track. If you're a mile runner or something.
I was thinking about that too. More like probably like a mile and a half, but
like mile.
Because you have to keep your heart rate probably so high for
because you guys are doing a 2K,
right? Well, but for a lot of the training, you keep it low, like below aerobic threshold.
Yeah, to push everything up. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a way that was really popular.
But I don't think they're training mile runners like football players. Those guys are small and they run, fast for a long, for a short period.
More like and to do that base training to kind of push your threshold up.
Yeah,
and not burn your body out. Probably.
But that's why I liked CrossFit so much because it changed so quickly and it kept me interested. Where you'd get 15 minutes into a 20-minute piece or worse, you're doing a 45-minute steady state. You're half an hour in, it's like mind is gone, and you're just looking at the numbers, and it just became monotonous. It's also not the most dynamic sport, and you kind of, a lot of racing sports are like this. Who's faster? Well, Usain Bolt's probably going to win the 100-meter dash. Everyone else is kind of screwed, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. Where CrossFit is, you could at least game the workout a little bit, which is something I really liked about the team competition.
And you were really good at it.
Yeah.
You're really good at nerding out on like the open workouts, and to the point where like what was really cool about Phil as an athlete, he would, more or less be effed on 7 minutes of burpees. He was a bigger guy. This isn't like on paper a great workout for him. And then he would nerd out on how he would do the splits and how to do it. And then by the end of it, this workout on paper that he should not do as well as like the small guy who just kills him on, say, a running and burpee workout. By the end of it, Phil's crushed him. And, he's got like, remember you did, 114 or 15 in 7 minutes. And, but you were just like metronoming it. Mm-hmm. Like he had his pace. He would lock it in, and he could do that with.
Well, thanks to that rowing, watching the
numbers. 100%.
Yeah. Like you have to know your splits. Are you hitting it? Are you on? Are you on? Are you on?
Yeah, and just knowing that metronome, just almost blacking out and just going, and knowing it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be 7 minutes. You're gonna feel like crap, but you want to go to regionals. You want to advance. You want to score points for the team. This is what you have to do.
Yeah.
So, just turning that off and going into that high gear and just doing it. It sounds simple, but it's know.
Well, you get the mind stuff.
Well, it was really helpful when, particularly I remember in 2011 we had an event that was like rowing and handstand push-ups, but he really helped us. He didn't do the workout. He like kind of coached us because you could put like 4 or 6 people. It depended on the event. Sometimes you'd have all of them
Was it
in.
for games?
Regionals. So we did.
Oh, yeah.
We all had to do a 750, and we had 50 handstand push-ups, then a 750. Not a fan-friendly workout to watch. Just watching people do rowing. So we all did a row, and then the whole team ran up, spun through the handstand push-ups, got back to the rower. But you just had us paced perfectly. Like we all knew. I remember because we knew like I was pretty good at the handstand push-ups then. It was like, okay, I'm going to go first, and I got to save it because I got to do a huge set of these. We got to get off that wall fast and get back to the rower, and then you were going off on your second set. And but we didn't have any concept of like, it was kind of a longer but tough interval, how to pace it, how to do it. And you had, it's like, Alex, you're going to do a 138 pace. Brandon, you're going to do a 140 pace. Like, we had it all set for each person and what we were going to do. And it worked perfect. I think we're, definitely got a top 5 time on it.
It's funny because we talk about especially with push-ups, once you burn it out, it's over.
Yep.
It's the same thing with your rowing, where when you go too far, when you go over your aerobic threshold and you start building that lactate, you go over that red line, you don't come back.
Yeah.
And I've watched people do 2Ks. I've done it myself, where you go too hard and then you're 1,500 meters in and you're not going to hit your split. It's going, your time's going to go up 10 seconds on the split and there's no recovery.
Yeah.
And you just have to stay under that.
We're running a 5K race tomorrow for the end of summer shred. So the way we do it now is you test in with a 5K and test out and do the runs and the things in between. So I want to do better than I did the first time, and I'm trying to like think of
Oscar's got rollerblades that might fit you.
Yeah, that would help.
What's in the middle? That's for me, like when I was running 40 minutes or when I was competitive, 40 minutes of running. What's the workout?
What? We're doing a
You mean to get better?
The buy-in and the buyout. I thought it was a 5K buy-in.
Oh, yeah. 5K buy-in, 5K buyout.
We're just running 5,000 meters. Just running a 5K.
Like a week
I thought
1
this
and
was
week
Murph,
6.
but worse.
No.
Yeah, it's like week 1 and week 6. And then we do like different workouts in the middle.
We do running workouts, go to parks, do hula downstairs, all that kind of stuff.
Track workout. Yeah, but no. It's
and
just,
so now that tomorrow's the
5K.
test out, and it's like, okay, now race your 5K and see what you can do.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun if you don't have to push that hard. I'm not doing the whole 5K. I'm just doing 2 laps, 2.4 miles.
Well, I want to do better, and I feel like I'm in a spot where I can this year. So, yeah. I did better on the run last week, led the charge on that, so I want to do better. I got to pace it right.
You need a rabbit. You got to pick your rabbit tomorrow.
We'll have someone who will be out in front of me. So
Josh Martinez.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he's gotten so much faster.
Me and him will actually. He has, and when he's on it. He's a really good. I mean, he's run sub 20-minute 5Ks and stuff. Mm-hmm. But we're running right. Like he'll be a good one to run with.
But that's a really good point. Like you said, I mean, it's the same with running. I come from a running background, and you always want to you want to row negative splits. You always want to run negative splits because if you,
it's hard for me.
Yeah,
to
do if you redline, but there's a certain point, like it's a 5K. You don't have. I like to really take my time to get into it. You can't spend that whole.
You can't run a slow mile.
Yeah, to get into it, you got to kind of pick it up and get going. But like if you start to just. And I think each course is different. So, like, in cross country, they would talk about the course or like marathons or half marathons. Like, it is a little hilly on those first 2 laps where you've got to kind of like make sure you're not hitting that top end before you get, there's a cruise part of that lap where you can cruise that back half. And then it's just a slight uphill on the way there. But then you got to, on that last, we've got like 0.3 miles coming in. That's your kick.
Yeah,
you've got a good kick.
Yeah.
But if you start pushing before that, everyone gets in their head because you're redlining. You're like, shit,
Yep.
I'm going to die.
Yep. Well,
is some of the start of the run just a matter of warming up properly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that good of a runner to run that fast, but yes, if you're running like sub 6 minute miles, absolutely. Like I used to train this professional runner, and she would, before her 5K, run at least a 5K, and that sounded
she would run a 5K before what?
Yeah, before her 5K, but she's warming up in like different intervals, but she needed to be that warm because once the clock went off, I mean, she's running 5:30 miles, which
high end performance.
That's a 100-meter dash for me. So.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever run a 5K like with more than like a 4-meter warm up, some dynamic stuff. I could probably, knowing how I operate on a longer run, I could probably use a mile jog. Just
Right. But if you're really fast, like these elite runners, I mean, they need to really get their bodies super warm because she would run in her peak. I mean, she had like a 16:35K. So that's nothing for her because she'll go out and she'll run for an hour. So warming up for 30 minutes.
I don't have that kind of an aerobic base.
So yes, you should if you're that fast. But when you're old, I'm just looking at miles. You know, it's more miles on my body. And I only have so many miles. We don't know what they are.
So Phil, at the new CrossFit, how long have you been back into it? So you're in London too, right?
I've been back in it for about 2 months.
Okay.
And how long did you live in California?
8 years. So when I left here,
2018,
like the start of January 2018, I left, moved to LA, and then working in LA, and then moved to London about 4 months ago.
Okay, really cool.
Yeah. This gym your offices are bigger than the CrossFit gym I went to.
Okay, yeah. And so where do you live at in London right now currently? I know you said you were
Battersea.
Okay.
So near the Power Station, if anyone knows the Pink Floyd album with the pig floating in front of the Power Station.
Okay.
Yeah, just down the street from that.
Okay.
That's now a mall and an Apple office.
And you guys just want to move to a different area? You're looking to relocate?
Yeah, it's been something both my wife and I have wanted to do for a long time. And it helps because my father-in-law is English, so my wife has citizenship. So for us to go there, she can just show up. I filed some papers, sent the king a check, and then was able to stay for a couple of years.
Okay. And are you on like a work visa?
No, spousal.
Oh, okay.
Because the citizenship that my wife has entitles me to live there.
Okay.
So as long as she's there, I can stay.
Okay. Really cool. So do you guys have like a timeline, or you're just kind of feeling it out?
Just feeling it out. It's a really cool city, but going somewhere where you don't have much network is tough. But it's been really interesting. It's an amazing contrast. I have walked more in the last 4 months than I think I have in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Which I never thought I'd say this. It's been amazing. I feel so much better just walking constantly. I walked down High Street last night from where I'm staying to 71 or Hyde Park and back. It's like 7 miles. I just did that because I would never walk that far in Columbus.
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
I'm just used to it now, and it's been really good. It's been really good for my knee. I've just been really tight, so all the walking and just motion, it's one of those things where I've known I need to do this.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a reason to, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So now that it's a primary mode of transportation, it's really, really good.
Great. Do you guys have a car there, or? Yeah, see, that's my dream, to not have to drive, like live someplace where I don't have to drive.
That part is really nice.
I don't enjoy it. Yeah.
Especially after leaving LA, where you just go and you sit in traffic and the car moves.
Do people bike a lot there?
Yes. I'm so excited. They have bike to work programs where you can take, in the same way that you get like an above the line tax deduction to save your 401k, you can get the same thing to buy a bike. And people bike to work. They've reduced the speed limits to 20 miles an hour citywide. So driving is really inconvenient. So people take trains and people bike, and it's not uncommon to see more bikes at a stoplight.
That's smart to do, though, because then everyone's like, well, shit, I can almost bike.
I can bike faster than I can drive at this point.
Especially with traffic lights and all that. Yeah. That's so smart.
It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Are the bikes kind of generally, so I've been to Amsterdam a few times. They all ride like kind of cruiser style bikes, like not like non-geared.
Those are my favorite.
It's all over the place. You get the Lime bikes. You get people with their, really expensive road bikes. Okay. You get the fixies. I bought one that was a fixed gear and the pedals didn't even release when the back tire spun, so you always had to keep pedaling.
Okay.
So it's all over the place, but
the ones there, they're all like old. They look like they're from the 70s, like beach cruisers. And I'm like,
no electric bikes, Brandon. He really wants an electric bike.
If I was riding around all the time, I would want something kind of cool.
Well, I mean, isn't the whole point of biking to like move your body?
Not on a beach cruiser. I mean, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you work here. You're always moving. And it's just I like it because it's pleasant. Yeah. Like it's just a really pleasant way to start. You're not fighting traffic. You're going down the road. You smell the trees. And I was even riding my bike to the office in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it was a bit sketchy, but I would go to the office and feel better. I would feel happier. I would, it just made the whole day better. And like I did it here when I was working at Nationwide, just going from the short north to Nationwide, just the fresh air, the bit of a heart, you get a little bit of cardio, not much, but your heart rate's elevated, so you're alert.
You up.
Yeah, it does. It's the best way to wake up. It's the best way to start the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything's better than commuting.
Yeah.
Yeah, riding a bike is nice.
It is really relaxing.
You rode your bike in here. My bike.
I rode your bike.
Yeah, you gotta get tires on yours.
I need my bike service. Yeah.
Definitely getting a ton of movement in before he even gets to work every day.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 40 miles on a bike, even if it's a little assist. You're still pedaling. You're still putting in work.
Yeah, that's a good point where you don't have to do like all electric or all pedaling. Yeah. I just find the more I get outside in nature in the morning, like I took time off over the winter doing my morning walks, but it's so good just to not have.
Yeah, she goes on a walk every morning.
Not have anyone, like I just leave my phone and just be with my own thoughts before other people can influence them, much. And I just think it's so important, It's just like, I think we all need that check-in with ourselves daily. Like, how do I feel about everything going on, or how I feel today, or what my body needs, or how I need to change my life without any sort of outside influence or Instagram or this influencer or,
I think I completely agree. I think that's a really healthy habit. And we talk about physical health, but getting outside, standing under a tree, smelling the leaves, smelling the flowers, is something that I've noticed in myself going from Los Angeles, which is kind of a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
You get palm
smoggy,
trees,
bad air quality.
And just having the change, and London's the same as Ohio in that you have huge trees and a lot of greenery. I just feel calmer walking through the park, walking down a bike path and being under the canopy of a tree. It feels better. I can feel more relaxed. And it's something I didn't appreciate and didn't notice until I had that change of scenery.
Yeah.
Do you like the oldness of the city?
Yeah.
I do. I like that in Europe, where it's like you quickly remember or figure out how new everything is here. It's buildings that were built in the 50s, and it's like, man, everything here is 500 years old, and it's just the history is so deep and it's so thin here, and it's so deep in a city like that. You go to a restaurant or a bar or somewhere that's like, started 200 years ago, or, it's just, I love that aspect of it.
It's so cool because it's so different from what we have, where I had some friends who were in Los Angeles. They moved from London and then loved LA because everything was new. Everything was recent. Everything was just completely opposite of what they had. So I think you just like the change.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the pub that is 500 years old. That was, I went to one, it said opened in 1527. Holy shit. They were arguing about whether or not the land Columbus found was islands, India, or some new continent. blows my mind.
Now we're having conversations about artificial intelligence. And, you know what I mean? It's like, lots happened at that same amount of time.
Yeah.
The same place. The conversations.
Yeah.
That's my favorite topic, AI.
You don't have to go there.
Do you miss the ocean?
Yeah, I mean it's really pretty. The sunsets over the Pacific are amazing. But no, it's really nice. It was awesome. Like the first when we went for the games and we ran down the beach, that was probably one of the coolest things I ever did in the city.
Yeah.
And then work out on like Muscle Beach and climb the ropes, and that was awesome. But it's just, I don't know. It was nice, but I don't say I'm like, I don't know. It's a nice afternoon. I could spend more time there, but at the same time, I'm not like missing it.
Do you feel like you took it for granted because you live there?
No. Like I would have calls or meet clients and walk along that Santa Monica Pier, and every single time, like, this is.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, you change scenery, and it's,
you appreciate what you have.
Yeah, I had it. I knew what I had when I had it, and I appreciated it, and now it's done.
Cool. Yeah. That's really neat. So what are your goals now, like fitness-wise or just in life in general? Like, where's your head at?
I think be healthy, and do it sustainably. Like, be healthy, be happy. Which is a change from, what I've been doing in my 20s, which was like push hard, get ahead, and grind. And at a certain point, like, when is this trade-off not working?
And you mean probably like workouts and your career.
Workouts and career.
Yeah.
And I mean, I made a conscious choice. When I started business school, I went in with a really specific purpose, and I wanted to work for some VCs, and I knew that it was going to take a lot of work to get to, and I had to quit. I had started dating my now wife, and it was, I have all these things to do, and I want to work out, I want to do well in school, I want to get this part of my career, and I want to keep keep this relationship going, but I don't have time for all of it. And I consciously chose, I got to let the gym go, and I'm going to gain weight, and I'll just accept that, and I'll deal with it later. I don't regret that, because I if I chose the gym, I would probably not be married. And
like, something's got to give.
Yeah, something had to give. I didn't have enough time.
Yeah, you can do two things, not three.
Yeah,
that's a simple way of
Yeah, and like coming to the gym and being really in really good shape, and having a career and having kids. I don't know how some people do it. I mean,
they're all on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
I can see that.
I'm going to tell you how it works.
But I had to just deprioritize the gym, which for a long time when I was competing, that's all I wanted to do. Like, at work, I'm like, okay, here's the workout, here's what I'm going to do. Just thinking about it all day. Yeah. And then get home, recover, eat right, and then.
Dave's like, I've been there. It's like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
So much out of you. Yeah. Just not just in the gym, but everything.
Yeah.
Your Christmas dinner. It's like, can I have that piece of pumpkin pie or apple pie or third scoop of ice cream? And it's just, you're always working on it. And like, I think bodybuilding, okay, what you and bikini and figure, I think that's taken it even further, because it's all day, and I wasn't like, again, I wasn't like, I like running. I was a pretty decent runner, but I wasn't amazing. I did some bodybuilding shows, but like, basically when it got to be really serious and not fun, to me, I'm always like, this doesn't make sense.
It was everything, though. I mean,
but
I remember,
yes, you've been there. It's still, even what I did on this small level, it was all day, every day.
I mean, we were on like our second date, and you were bringing food to Chipotle or something. And I was like, what are you doing?
It was just like clockwork at that point.
Yeah.
Like Phil with his metronome. That was me with
but
my
that's where that's what it takes everything. I'm like, what? I think we're eating and then going to
relax,
a movie. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I just didn't want to waste my meal right then. I wanted to save up for Saturday. But, I guess to your point, this is what I've realized now, like midway through my 40s, I'm 45. You can't do everything at that level, but if you dial everything back like 10 or 15%, you can pick 3 or 4 things that you can do pretty well.
Yeah.
And that, like, not being okay with this not being perfect and this not being like nothing is perfect, but they're all pretty good, feels a lot better than this one thing that's freaking on point, because then you let all this other shit go. And no matter what one you choose, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. It's balance. It's
Yeah,
hard.
Weird.
Especially when you're coming from a place where like there is no balance. You're doing this and you're going to do it the best.
Yeah.
And scaling back and knowing, leaving a little bit on the table is hard.
Yeah.
And it's
well, especially because you've taken it there. Like you were always a really intense person performing at this super high level. And that's cool. That's unique. And I think it's cool to push yourself at different points in life. Like, if I hadn't pushed myself in this, as small as it is, like whether it's with the fitness shows, or I really did with my career in college and really pushing all that, I wouldn't have developed a lot of the skills that are just second nature to me now. But if I don't start to dial them back, it starts to make you crazy.
Yeah. And I did that with fitness where you push it all the way. I did the same thing at work and burned myself out bad. And understanding and this is another time I chose, I don't have time to go to the gym. I have too much to do at the office. And it affected me at work because I didn't have that balance. I didn't step away. It did burn me out. And like learning this, the best way to learn is to screw it up. So understanding that I need as much as you need sleep, I need to go to the gym. It keeps me sane.
Yeah.
It keeps me level-headed, and it increases my capacity to do the things that I need to do. When initially I look at it and go, this is extra. This is not something that is, and I shouldn't say that about my health, but like this is a fun time for me. So I can cut that out to focus here. But
and the way you worked out, probably the way you used to work out probably did take away from work because you're so freaking exhausted, and I just, even like this year, and it's silly, but even like what we're doing for Summer Shred, I was thinking, I don't like to be so tired on Saturdays. I really want to have more energy to hang out with the kids, and I'll run real hard, but then I'll be so beat up the rest of the day. I'm kind of like a piece of shit. And just scaling back just a little bit, and I'm running, like Brandon's running more the full, hey, whatever we're doing, we're running 4.5 miles.
So we have like an A and a B group, and one that does a little.
And I'm
less,
doing the B group, and I thought it would make me like have a seizure to do that, but it feels so good. And a little bit like Brandon's like, man, I'm so tired. I'm like, I feel great. I'm gonna go for a walk later on today, and I'm gonna do this, and and it's so hard to do that mentally, I think, to begin with. And there's a time and a place for everyone, but it can always enhance. It's just so just same with a relationship. Like in the beginning, it takes up everything. But then, once you get into like, okay, I've nurtured that relationship, it should only enhance everything else, kind of not take away from your life. It's there, but you don't have to give it so much energy.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing CrossFit does really well, is that this is the workout for today. Do it hard and then go home.
Done. Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to go to another gym where you're working on your own and then, okay, squatted, pressed, maybe I should deadlift, do some cardio, stretch out, and then it's 2 hours later, I'm like, I don't feel like I've accomplished enough.
I remember working with powerlifters at Lifetime, like when I first worked there, and these guys, I mean, they were so into working out, but it was insane. I'm like, you guys don't even work out. They're like, oh, well, I need 2.5 hours. I'm like, well, this is dumb because you have worked out once in the last 2 weeks. Why don't you just try something new? And they're like, well, I just, I can't wrap my head around it. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. And it is funny how we'll get that way in our lives. We all do it. Like if I can't do it in this exact way, it is not worth it. And it's just kind of learning to like change that, but yeah, they would spend 2 hours.
It's a hard shift.
Yeah. 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 But it can just cross over into everything. So, okay, to be healthy. Yeah. So what about your career right now? What path are you on?
It's part of the reason I moved to London is we were at a transition point, and moving to London was something that we needed, or we wanted to do for years. I had plans at work to shift to London. Big banks had some, like there was I was on the other side of a bank run where everyone came to my group. My management changed. Corporate does its thing, laid everyone off who was there before. So my wife's industry had changed. She's a creative, very talented. And before COVID, it was everyone's in the office, sometimes 12 hours a day. Post-COVID, everyone's remote. So there's not the shared learning. So her industry had changed. I needed something new. And it's like, all right, we were going to do this. We were planning on this. Let's just try it. Let's see how it goes. See how we like the city, because we've talked about it for years and have tried to make this happen. So we're in a point where we need to change. So let's just do it, see what happens. And we're both still out there looking for work. It's not, it's not certain, but also living without uncertainty is another thing in and of itself. But it's, I don't want to be, I'm still ambitious and still want to do things that are hard in my career. But I've seen some of the managing directors that I used to work for who are working insane hours. They have insane expectations. They're on a plane constantly. And I see that and I'm like, I don't want that.
Does that equal happiness?
No, for a lot of them, no. But I also, they tie and a lot of people do this, they tie their identity to their career. And I definitely did that. So I don't know. It's all transition. I kind of know what I want. I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know.
A lot still out there.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot that I can't control, and see what's available to me and take what's best. And that's a combination of is this the climbing path that I find suitable? Is this a cool opportunity? Is this fun to work on? And does this let me live in a way that keeps me happy, where that's not something I considered much before the last year and a half.
Yeah, just like success was happiness.
Yeah, it's like get paid.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. And burned you out, caused a lot of problems. And then you neglect a lot of relationships that are important, and finding a better balance.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. And you're not even 40 yet.
It doesn't. How did this happen?
I know.
Time.
We all crossed that threshold a little while ago.
Yeah.
So
Just gonna celebrate it,
Like we were still in the old gym.
Doesn't seem so sad.
Like not that long ago.
Yeah. Remember when we had that surprise party for Brandon with all the faces?
Yeah.
That was 30. That was 30. Yeah.
Oh, not the last gym. The old gym in Gahanna.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was there. That was when I turned 30. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm getting old.
I feel like those Facebook memories will pop up now and again.
Yeah.
Sometime around your birthday, it'll be one of the pictures.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Wasn't that down in the Arena District?
It was.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, right off of Park Street.
Was it BBR?
Megan Roshek.
It was right next to Brothers. It was right next to Brothers.
Yeah.
It was BBR, I think, is what that was called.
Yeah,
exactly.
So Brandon walked in, and it was Brandon, his good friend Chris, and we were hanging out. We had dinner, and then I was like, oh, let's just go to this bar afterwards. And then we walked in, and it was my friend Megan Roshek at the time. Had this idea that we'd all put like a picture of his head on these like popsicle sticks, and they'd have it in front of their face. So we walk in, and everyone's got like his head, and he's like,
it was like a mustache with sunglasses.
Yeah, yes. When you grew out that mustache, I hated that.
Someone randomly, I remember there was like a comment on it, and it was like months later, and someone who didn't know me and was like totally unrelated, like they like took a picture and they're like, I found one of these on the ground somewhere. And it was like of that.
We should just
from that night.
Find that picture. We'll make it the thumbnail for the YouTube for this podcast. We'll make it the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, I appreciate you coming on. Kate's got to go out and coach a class here. Great seeing you, man. Catching up.
You too. Thanks for having me. This gym is amazing.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You were a huge part of just like the whole culture and everything coming up and really this whole thing growing. And I still tell like all the young guys about, you know, the teams we had at the games and all of that and how cool it used to be.
It was a special, and I think sometimes like you want that time period to come back. Like, but it was meant to be special for that time. And it was such a unique, and the games being out in California, that was so neat. And us all being young and together, and things are, you know, like you said, like things are meant to change, but it's still kind of
those are great times to think back on and remember.
Yeah, and we were also learning everything now.
So it's like so new and
everyone knows how to coach a snatch. Everyone knows how the Olympic lifts, and we were learning how to do toes to bar.
Yeah. I remember when I didn't know how to do toes to bar, and Brendan's like, "You'll be fine at this competition." I was like, I was not fine. It was not fun. It was bad.
Whatever.
I just swang around on the bar.
Joy
for a
of
little
exploration and figuring things out.
Well, thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks.